Shalom, family. Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to get into these mysterious booms that people are hearing around the country. And this year has been pretty exceptional. It seemed like 2025, it just ramped up. Now, the last time I heard a boom in New Jersey was when we had that earthquake just before the eclipse in April. We had an earthquake, and just before the ground shook, I heard a boom. And then everything immediately after that started shaking. And the only thing that really that stands out, when I woke up that morning, the sun was out nice and bright. When the earthquake hit, when that earthquake hit, the sun stopped shining. And it was almost like everything that happened was all connected. And for the rest of that day, the sun never did come back out, which was bizarre, but it's unusual for us to even have an earthquake in New Jersey. So that was the last time I heard a boom. Now, a lot of these people are saying they hear this sound and it sounds like it's coming from the sky. So, over the years, I've heard people say it comes from the ground, they heard it from the sky. One thing that they all said is when they hear the sound, it shakes the entire house when they hear this boom. And, you know, it's been several states. Some states people been reporting it multiple times. If it's in the sky, I don't know what anybody can do about that, you know? So no one knows what's causing it. They don't know where it's coming from. There's even one video in here where people were in a brand new building and they evacuated because they heard this boom, you know? So let me go ahead and share my screen. Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying, Mr. Brown, that it sounds like an explosion. And whether it comes from the ground or the sky, like I said, the one thing they all say is the house shakes. But it happens and there's no reported earthquake at all. All right, let me share my screen so we can get started. All right, hold on one second here. Get rid of that. All right, here we go. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Yeah, people saw the northern lights all over the country, Tony. I didn't get a chance to see it because this entire week it's been pretty overcast where I am. So I didn't get to see much of it, but people more north of me in New Jersey, they did see it. I saw their videos online. So that is something that occurred all over the country. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Maybe the next time I'll get to see it.
What's up, world? Let me tell you about this beard growth oil I got from 12 tribes on Earth. 8 ounces of oily goodness with a nozzle that prevents sprays and spills, and soft ingredients that make a perfect addition to anyone's morning routine. From coconut to castor, All these oils are hand chosen. After using this herbal blend, the biggest thing I noticed is how soft, how strong my hair was, and how good I feel. Pick up your bottle today and make your beard the star of the show.
Loud booms. These booms are shaking some people's homes. And check this out. These Castroville, California, last night at 6 o'clock. Are you serious right now? Did you hear that screeching that sounded like it was coming from the sky? Wow, what happened last night near Castroville, California?
So, are we going to talk about the energies on the planet and how everyone has been hearing loud booms around the country? Have y'all not heard of this, y'all? From Florida. I heard it myself from Florida, and I'm seeing people in California hearing loud booms as well, too. Alabama and all this type of stuff. Now, what I heard was we had some type of earthquake that the machine, the Richter scale, did not pick this up. Are y'all kidding me? What is moving underneath the earth that the machines cannot pick this up? And people are feeling the rumbling or these sonic booms. And then I'm hearing people talking about they're hearing whistling sound, not the ringing or the humming in the ears, but whistling sound. It seems that the energy has literally increased exponentially, y'all. And we all know that the Earth's magnetic field, which protects us from outside radiation sources, is very weak right now. It's pulsating, it might be resetting and getting ready for another frequency shift. Meanwhile, the government is still shut down. It's coming up on the longest day in history. The government apparently has been shut down 3 times, and now we are coming on the longest one that has been shut down in history. If that doesn't tell you something weird is going on, something big is happening, and then they're creating all these distractions, y'all, right? Something major is going on, y'all. But do y'all feel that? Did you hear about these loud booms, the tectonic plates moving, and the earthquake? Let me know down in the comments below, y'all. The shit is here. Let's get it. Peace in.
Yeah, this felt different, right?
A lot different. Last time was more shaky. This was an explosion sound that sounded like something hit the house.
So it's kind of like a novelty, right? Again, experts say 3.0 is not considered major or significant, but on the East Coast, an area where we don't get a lot of earthquakes, it is unusual.
What are these loud booms happening in New York City right now? It ain't no fireworks. What is? Somebody let me know.
The building right inside the work building, but I need this one off, please. Thank you. I do not want to. You do that?
What the fuck was that? What is going on? Do y'all hear them fucking... What the fuck was that? What the fuck is that?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am in Atlanta, Georgia, standing in this very spot, and we heard a loud rumbling sound. Didn't feel nothing, but there were reports all over Atlanta that something was shaking, and I was talking to a gentleman, and he said it wasn't thunder. What is really going on? What is the government hiding from us? What is Atlanta hiding from us? What is about to happen? Let me know if you felt it anywhere besides Atlanta, and if you are in Atlanta, where at in Atlanta did you feel it at? Because everybody is putting out reports on social media that they felt and they heard something. What was it?
What the fuck was that? What is going on? Do y'all hear them fucking... What the fuck was that?
You know, that last one reminded me of what the sky sounded like about a week ago. I heard it sound like thunder, but it went on for like a long period of time with no break in between. It was just going and going and going. I was like, I never heard thunder like that before. But it just went, I would say, like probably a good 30 to 45 seconds just rumbling. You know, usually you'll hear thunder, but there's kind of breaks in between each rumble that you hear. This one was like kind of like a long continuous one. And I have never heard that before. So that was definitely a strange one. But this year, these sounds have been ramping up. You know, I tell you what, if the Most High wants to get my attention, he definitely got it. He definitely got it. But yeah, so this is something they said it's been going on all year long. People have been reporting in different parts of the country these booming noises. And, you know, and they said there's no fireworks going off. There's no, you know, nothing unusual going on in their neighborhood, but they keep hearing this booming noise. Mm-hmm. You heard them in Philly? Astarte Jones? Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why all week long, Tony, there have been aurora borealis all week, all over the country. It happened in Louisiana too. Mhm. Well, I tell you what, I guess we'll find out soon enough. But I tell you one thing I am getting a kick out of, all of the three-eye atlas videos these Gentiles keep putting out every day. Woo, man, the fear is like over the top. You know, you can understand where it said some of these people will just drop dead at the sight of certain things. And I believe it because they are barely hanging on reporting this and they don't know. I stopped watching it so much because one day it's an alien craft, the next day it's a comet, the next day they're not sure. And it's just too many mixed messages. And these channels are not uniform on what they're reporting. So I kind of backed away. If I want to know about it, I'll just dabble out there, look at some articles and stuff and do that. But too many videos, too many different things. It's just too confusing. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. I already got the videos plus the Bible study for tomorrow already set up. So, we'll definitely come back together and do this all over again. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing each one of my live streams. I deeply appreciate it. And have a wonderful day. Shalom, family.